Hey guys, all right, this is Dwayne. I'm a little unshaven. There's a reason for that. I stayed up all night last night, guys. I was watching the market. I knew it would break for sure last night or we would get a spike up. We got a spike up, but we didn't get the break that we were looking for. So I actually think that Bitcoin right now is going to go up to around 7,800 to 8,000. And guys, I think we're coming back down. I think now is the time that we actually come back down to 4,500 to 5,000. And I want to show you what I think is happening. Not only that, but once we get down in that level, that I believe will be the lowest that you will ever be able to buy Bitcoin again. 4,500 range, 5,000, lowest that you'll ever be able to buy Bitcoin again. And let me show you why. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. And if you guys see this, I'm going to pull up Bitcoin. This is Zcash. By the way, guys, there's two really good trades that I think are going to hit big right now. And that is Zcash and Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash. Zcash and Bitcoin Cash. And I apologize if you hear my kids in the background. I want to go look at the Bitcoin market so you can see what I'm seeing. And if we pull this up, hey, go back to your room. Okay. So if we pull up the one-day chart, guys, I think you're going to see it. And a lot of times what happens is in the market sometimes you get, and let me pull up my tools, you get this bowl shape. Okay, you get this bowl shape. Okay, you see this bowl shape a lot of times. You see the bowl shape there. You see a bowl shape there. You see the bowl shape. You know this. It almost looks like a cereal bowl. You see that quite common in the market. And here's what I think that we're looking at Bitcoin possibly doing, because we didn't get the long spike down to go up last night. We did not get that. If we look right here, let me shrink this down. Hey guys, go in your room, okay? Daddy's doing a video. We need to come down right in here, okay? Right about the 4,500, the 5,000 range. And if you really look at this, guys, look what's happening. Does it not look like a bowl shape is happening? A big bowl shape where we see this come down, and then we get a spike down, the long spike down, before we start working our way back up. So that's what I think's going on with Bitcoin. I think we're getting this bowl shape, and we're going to see this come down. We're going to see this inch down, go up a little bit, inch down, until we get the spike down, and then it's back up into this, lost my drawing tools there, into this, you know, bowl shape pattern. Let me draw it out again here. So we see Bitcoin come down. Let me pull up my drawing tools. So we see Bitcoin come down. We see it come here, here. It's going to work its way down, back here, here, work its way down, and then boom, fall off the table. And guys, guess what? It's back up again. So we should see Bitcoin really start to do this number and form this bowl shape. And that's what I believe is happening with Bitcoin. Now I want to show you what I believe is some really good trades. And what these are is Bitcoin Cash. I really think it's at, guys, go in your room. I really think it's at I really think it's going to around 0.35, 0.34. It could even go to 0.40. And let me show you why I believe that way. If we look at if we look at Bitcoin Cash, you see these declining wicks here. I think and then you got these inclining wicks right here. So let me draw this out. Hey, Daddy's on doing a video. So you see a declining there, and you see an inclining here. These should meet up somewhere right around in this range. And if we look at where that range is, that's about 0.35, guys. And you think, how in the world, if Bitcoin's going down, can Bitcoin Cash get to 0.35 from 0.131? Interesting. Let's do the math. I want to show you something. If I pull up my calculator here and I do the math, if Bitcoin does go down to around 4,500, guys, 0.35 is $1,500, $1,575. Is it feasible for Bitcoin Cash to go to $1,575? Absolutely. It was just at $2,000 a week or two ago. So, it was right around there, I should say. So for Bitcoin Cash to go to $1,500, very, very realistic. And that's why I believe Bitcoin's coming down. Bitcoin Cash is not the only one that is showing signs. Guys, this means that you could get three to four times, what does that work out to be, on your Bitcoin. Let's say it goes to 0.35 and you've bought it at 0.13. That's 2.5 times your Bitcoin. 2.5, almost 3 times. Actually, it's over 2.5. But if we look at Zcash, guys, Zcash also has a lot of upside as well. And let me pull up Zcash here.
Look.
If we pull up Zcash,
Look.
hey, Daddy's on a video. If we pull up Zcash, let's go to Bitcoin value. You can play it in the dollar value, but I don't think you're going to get quite the pop that you're looking for in the dollar value. So if you're in Bitcoin, I believe both of these, originally I said that I think Bitcoin Cash is better to play in the dollar value. I actually think both of these are better to be in the Bitcoin value. In fact, I bought many, many, many Bitcoins worth of Zcash and also of Bitcoin Cash. So if we look at Zcash, let's look at one thing first. If we look at coin market cap on Zcash, we'll find something really interesting out. Let's type in Zcash. And you're going to see that Zcash does not usually spike up too much. See this orange line right here at the bottom? That's the Bitcoin value to Zcash. If you notice, the Bitcoin value always hovers right around 0.03, sometimes 0.027 to 0.05. You will get a spike up every now and then. Here it was, here on the Bitcoin value, it was at 0.1. So we saw it at 0.1 over here. But I think this thing at least goes to 0.07. I think we could see 0.12, but I think we see at least 0.07. And let me show you why I believe that. Let's go back to Zcash. If we look at Zcash, I got all my accounts I got to keep track of, all my different exchanges. But if we look at Zcash on a one-day chart, we need to retrace some of this area right here. So if we look, the next logical step up for us to go, we've hit right in here. The next logical step is right about right here, 0.075. 0.075. If we go to 0.075, we retrace about 75% of this. We could go to We could go to 0.12, 0.13 and retrace 75% of this big line. But I do believe Zcash has a good possibility of falling somewhere in this range, 0.07 to 0.13. And I know that's a big range, but look at where it is right now, guys. It's at 0.03, 0.03228, 0.0328. That's where Bitcoin, or that's where Zcash is right now. So you're talking about, if we go to, and I know you hear my kids in the background, we're almost done with this video. It's been a battle. But if we go to 0.07 divided by 0.033, we'll just say 0.033, that's a 2-time gain on your Bitcoin. If we go to 0.12 or 0.13, let's just say 0.125, and we divide that by 0.033, that's almost a 4-time gain on your Bitcoin. That's about a 3.25 gain on your Bitcoin. So, you know, if you look, you see these long spike ups. Let me go ahead and clear my drawing tools here. But you see these long spike ups. See these long spike ups? Those are all signifying downside, okay? Those long spikes are all signifying downside. When you see a long spike at the bottom, it's a good indication of some upside. But if we do have this come up and this spikes up somewhere in here, or this spikes up in here, that would explain, as Bitcoin makes that bull shape and it comes back up, that would explain the Satoshi value, the Bitcoin value actually dropping, dropping because the price of Bitcoin is going up. So we could see these spikes happen, I think, in the next couple of weeks, you know, the next week or two. And I may be off by a little bit, but I think it's going to be very, very soon. And the same if we go back and look at Bitcoin Cash, you can see those big, long spikes. Let me pull up Bitcoin Cash. So when you see these big, long spikes, and let's go to the one-day chart, and I'm going to shrink it down here. You see these big, long spikes right here? Of course, that's indication of downside. We got it after we got the spike, downside, downside, downside. Here's another spike. We could see this big, long spike up somewhere in here. And we could see that spike up when Bitcoin drops. But as Bitcoin starts to make its way back up, we'll see this, you know, work its way back down. And so what happens is you have the dollar amount, you have the Satoshi amount. And this is what's really interesting. So you got the Satoshi amount, and you can look at this on CoinMarketCap a lot of times. Let me just pull up Bitcoin Cash, for instance. BCH. Sometimes it's better to be in the dollar amount. Sometimes it's better to be in the Satoshi amount. And it's acting weird here. BCH, Bitcoin Cash. What is it doing? My CoinMarketCap. Doesn't seem to want to be acting right. CoinMarketCap. Well, it doesn't seem to want to be acting right now. Every now and then I go to CoinMarketCap and it comes up with some kind of coding instead of actually CoinMarketCap. But basically what happens is you have the reason that Ethereum, for instance, most people think they made money on Ethereum. But Ethereum, when the price of Bitcoin was $3,000, Ethereum was about 15% of a Bitcoin, 0.15. Guys, it has not been to 0.15 in a very long time. In fact, it got down to 0.04, 4% of a Bitcoin here just recently. So, yet the dollar amount of Ethereum still increased. Well, the reason that the dollar amount was increasing was because Bitcoin was pulling it along. You see, when Bitcoin was around $3,000, 0.15 was about $450 roughly. But when Bitcoin was $20,000, 0.04, 4% of 20 was, let's pull up a calculator here. 4% of 20 was, well, it was 4 on every 100, 40 on every 1,000. So 40 times 20, it would have been $800. So the dollar amount was greater, not because Ethereum was gaining on Bitcoin, but because the price of Bitcoin was going up. So you see this, what you see is there's a time to switch over into dollar value because it's almost like a cross section. Bitcoin's going down, Satoshi value's coming up, okay? But guess what? So you got Bitcoin here, you got whatever altcoin you want right here. So as Bitcoin comes down, a lot of times the Satoshi value goes up. But the dollar amount, it gets kind of pulled down with Bitcoin, yet it's getting pulled up by the altcoin going up. So the dollar amount kind of stays even. But there comes a point where the Satoshi on the altcoin goes down, Bitcoin's coming up, and now the dollar amount is reflective of Bitcoin going up. So the altcoin's going down, but Bitcoin's coming up faster than it's going down, so you get a greater dollar amount. And that's, of course, when you want to switch over and trade your altcoins into dollars instead of Bitcoin. So kind of an interesting lesson. I hope you guys learned some valuable stuff off of this. Remember, Enfurio is getting ready to come out. And if you guys notice, I'm at home. I'm not at the office today. I am dog tired from being up last night. But guys, Enfurio is going to be big. We're going to be able to change a lot of people's lives. And again, you know, Enfurio, it's about lighting a fire in your own life and fanning your flame to the rest of the world. Light a fire, fan your flame. Enfurio. Guys, will be launching sometime around probably the first part of July. I'm getting ready to go on vacation at the end of this week. I'm going to be in Disney World for the first part of June. I'll be back probably sometime around the third week of June, and then I'll be tying up some loose ends. So thanks for listening to this video. I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.